Aliens Dark Descent review on the Xbox Series X. I warn you now, this isn't going to be a pleasant video to make. It isn't. Not in the slightest. Me being a massive fan of the Aliens franchise itself, I wanted this to be a very good game. I really did. There's been a lot of Aliens games pushed out recently. Fire Team Elite, which I enjoyed, though it didn't get a lot of praise for what it had. But I wanted Alien Dark Descent to be an incredible game to play. I don't play often games that are like XCOM. So I went into it with an open mind, and what I got from it was a slap in the face and a punch in the balls, pure and simple. I've got pretty much a page and more notes. I got to a point where I was almost filling up my second page of notes, and that doesn't often happen in any review. So why am I so pissed? Because the game decided to hardlock on me completely. I'll go into it a little bit further later on in the stream. I'm going to break this game down in the same way that I usually do with all my reviews, but this is a incomplete review. What I mean by that is I was unable to finish the game. Not through my own will, that it's the will of the gaming gods, or the will of this broken fucking game. But I was unable to get to the end. I was unable, even though I was very close to it. So a little bit of show and tell first. It will wipe chat, but it's all good. So I'm going to scene switch. This doesn't normally happen during my reviews, but show and tell, I like doing it. So scene switch. If we go over to Aliens Dark Descent and go to the game card and go over to the official club, I can confirm the amount of time I've sunk into this review, because that to me is kind of important. I spent nearly all day yesterday trying to put more and more time into this review, so when I streamed it today, I could basically end the review and be done with it. So 24, 34, 41, 42 hours, we can kind of agree. 42 hours into this game is a good god amount of time. And what we're going to do is we're going to load the game up. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute the capture card, so you guys won't hear any audio from the capture card. I'm going to show you exactly where it's broke. Because why not? Why the fuck not? And then we're going to, break down the game like we usually do. There is a mission that I've done where the game decide to ignore the progress of that mission. So if I go to continue game, and before you say I'll just load up a previous file, I've done that twice. I've done the same mission twice, and I've got the same bug twice. So as you can see on the bottom middle, you can see that I can launch a mission. This was this is normal. I thought, absolutely fine. Let me go straight into the next game. But the next mission wasn't highlighted on the globe. It only highlighted the same mission I just complete. And as you can see at the very bottom there, it says primary objectives 10/11. So that to me says I missed one of my primary objectives, which I know I didn't do because I completed the level, which means all the objectives should have been complete. So I was like, okay, what have I missed? What, God knows what I missed. And if I go to, oh, sorry, go back one. If I go to objectives, it says there, primary objective. I'll need to hide the camera for a second. It says right there, primary objective, reach the upper levels. That mission, reach the upper levels, was completed halfway in that level. but the game failed to record it. So the game completely ignored the fact that I had done that mission. I have done that because, as you can see, I have done every single floor. This here is the office floor. This is the highest level in the game, and there's no marker there to indicate a mission. Before that, it's the security room, which leads up to the top floor. So it's completely bugged. I have reloaded the level from the very beginning and done it again, and it's still bugged. I can't progress the game anymore because even though I have completed the level, the game hasn't recorded it as a completed level. There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I could try starting the entire game all over again, but I can promise you, I ain't doing that. I am not doing that in the slightest. 1 second, I have to catch that Pokemon. So I can't progress. I can't. My game has basically hardlocked itself, and I can't progress. I've gone into the mission and gone to the top floor again, and it won't register that I've completed that mission. Even though it says there, progress, again, if I remove the camera, it says on the progress report, it's 100% done. How the hell can it be 100% done if one of the primary objectives was not completed? So yeah, I'm angry. I am fucking angry. So 40 whatever hours flush down the drain because I can't complete the game. Like I said, I've reloaded. I've gone into the mission multiple times and the game will not record that I've done that mission. So I can't finish the game. I can't. And I went onto Google. I'm not the only one having this problem. And apparently mission 10 the next mission is even worse. A lot of people are bugged on mission 10 and they can't progress. So yay for that. I'm furious. I am keeping my composure, but internally I'm fucking screaming. So Alien Dark Descent. Let's review it properly, and we'll talk about the rest of the issues that we have. Right, a 32 gigabyte game file. Not massive, not small. A nice small to medium boy. A PEGI 16. Price on the Xbox Store is $34.99. CD Keys had it for $27.49, and Shop 2 had it for $28.85. Excusez-moi. I had some water before I hit the record button. Publishers, Tindalos Interactive and Focus Entertainment. It is not available on Game Pass, and it is a strategy single player game. Again, very much like XCOM type games. If you're used to them, you already know exactly what I'm talking about. There is DLC available. The Recon Pack, which is skins for $3.29, and then it goes bug all the way down the page. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about, the very first thing I'm going to talk about is audio. Choice of audio used. Yep, give me a sec. I'm just going to shut this down because I don't need my Xbox on anymore. Choice of audio used. Just like any of the big Alien games that use a lot of the original audio noises and audio effects from the Aliens franchise, this game sounds absolutely fantastic. I can't fault the audio because every level that I played up until the hardlock had a great audio soundtrack to it. The music or the atmosphere was really well done. And again, I expected nothing less from an Alien game. I didn't. Again, I came into this review wanting a really good game. Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you. So the soundtrack I found to be great, well-fitting, and it worked very well with the game. There are some levels that had a spooky ambient vibe to it, and it definitely matched the tone of the game and the environment, and it really worked in my opinion. In terms of the gun sounds and the gun effects, one iconic thing for me is the classic pulse rifle 3-burst sound that comes off the guns. And I got excited when I was finally able to get my Marines to walk around with said pulse rifle, but very disappointed with the effect of the guns themselves, because they didn't sound as good as they could be. Again, I've previously played Aliens Fireteam Elite, and that the pulse rifle is one of the most, again, iconic weapons in the entire franchise, and it sounds very, very well done when it's executed very well. And it wasn't in this game. I'm not gonna lie, there aren't a massive variety of weapons in this game, but I would have thought they would have definitely put a lot of focus onto the sound effects. When you go into the training area of the ship and you see your Marines using the weapons, they sound accurate on the ship, but they don't sound accurate during the mission. And as I know it's only a small thing, but small details like that mean a massive difference to me. And I just wish they could have been a bit more polished, in my opinion. The voice acting in this game is a 50-50 coin toss. Yes, all the vocals are very clear, they're very understandable. All the different characters that introduce themselves into the story arc, they all sound great. The Marines on the ground while you're using them, it's just frustrating and annoying, because though the game is a strategy, positioning is important, every move that you make is pretty much a life or death situation, especially with certain xenomorphs that hunt you down. So you need to take your time, and you spend a lot of your time in the map looking at where the enemies are, because if you place scanners around the map, you can see every enemy that's loaded into the game. And the Marines don't shut the hell up. They really don't. Every 10-15 seconds it's let's go, let's move, let's go, let's move. And I'm trying to be strategic with what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to concentrate and think, and the chatter amongst the Marines is fucking annoying. Every single time you ask them to move a few steps forwards, they repeat the same shit over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't stop. It really doesn't. I've actually had people in my chat say they've actually turned voices off. They've muted the audio tab for voices because they're bloody annoying. And you're not wrong in the slightest. This game wound me the fuck up with the Marines chatter. They just got on my tits. And I don't understand how during the quality control testing that the quality people didn't find it to be annoying as well. Oh God! Honestly, just no. Voice acting, I wasn't happy with it. During the cutscenes, great. During the actual gameplay, pissed me off. Completely annoyed me. Graphics, texturing, and weather effects. The graphics in this game, now as you guys know, just because a game may use Minecraft version graphics or retro style, we don't knock points off for that because it's a style at the end of the day. It's not supposed to look amazing, it's just the style that they chose. So we won't knock points off for that. What we will knock points off is, does the graphic engine work in this game, and does it look appealing when it's loading in textures and stuff like that? The the graphics and the texturing in this game are dog shit. I have never been more disappointed in a Aliens game than I have since playing this game. I'm not gonna lie. Nearly every scene, even during cutscenes, you can see the textures loading in. You can see the Marines detailing loading in. Everything is super slow and just awful. And what makes it worse This game doesn't operate on a 4K 60 FPS. It's not, if you go to the Microsoft specifications, there's no 4K, there's no 60 FPS. But the game does have the ability in its options to trigger performance mode and quality mode. Quality mode means that the frame rate may dip every once in a while because it's trying to make the game look as pretty as possible. Where if you go for frame rate over quality, then the game's going to look a little bit but the frame rate should be really, really, really good. It doesn't matter what you toggle it on, the game runs like shit on Xbox Series X. I had constant frame drops, constant stuttering, the textures that took forever to load in. I had bugs where the Marines had no faces or hands or legs and their limbs were blown off, yet we only just started the mission. I don't get it. This is a hot pile of dog shit. It is a massive mess to even look at. And I'm pretty freaking disappointed at the Q&A testers. I'm not gonna lie. If this was not carefully polished and checked for console ports, then you failed the gaming community as a whole. Because it looks like utter dog shit at times. It really, really, really does. It does have its moments that when everything is fully loaded and you're in certain areas of the game, like certain nests. Yeah, don't get me wrong. The xenomorphs look great. The surroundings look great. Everything looks good. But it's the fact that it takes so long to load all these textures in on the Xbox Series X. I'm pretty disappointed. Really, 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 really disappointed. Glitches and bugs, I'm going to come back to that because I've got a solid page and a half to go through, so let's skid along a little bit. Gameplay and mechanics. Gameplay, like I said, a real-time strategy, something that's different with this game that doesn't happen on all the other XCOM type games. With XCOM, with certain games, you can move individual Marines to certain points and get them to defend and get them to attack. The way that they do Alien Dark Descent is you move as a whole. You move as a squadron out of 4 at the beginning and then 5 later on when you get the upgrade. And they glue themselves to each other. Proper glue themselves. And that's fucking annoying. Because at times, I would like to strategically place my Marines at certain areas so we can ambush the xenomorphs, or if we can ambush the security guards that are coming through. And you can't do that. You move as a squad. So if something blows up or if acid gets sprayed everywhere, it's going to hit multiple Marines at the same time and potentially kill them all at the same time. There had been multiple occasions where I had to reload the checkpoint because I got completely cheesed because I wasn't able to move my Marines in a certain formation, and that's just fucking frustrating. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie in the slightest. Each Marine has certain classes that they can choose from, what you would expect in games like this. Again, you have the medic, you have the sergeant, the tech scanner and hacker, you had the gunner, a big favorite amongst a lot of people because you get the smart rifle gun, which is pretty awesome. And the recon class, which can actually perform stealth kills, which again is very, very handy to have. I had no problem with that sort of a promotion tree. To me, it worked fine, and I was happy to utilize it. But it got finicky with certain skill trees. It really did, and a lot of them were buggy. Really, 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 really buggy, where I couldn't push the back button to go back menus to activate certain skills. I couldn't assign certain skills without backing out and then going back in it. I couldn't promote them because it was bugged and I had to back out and go back in it. It's just, oh my God. Again, we'll get to that. But the mechanics, like I said, extremely XCOM based. And I think what killed it was the fact that your Marines are all glued to each other's asses instead of being a proper tactical game and allowing you to position your Marines where you wanted to. If they got killed, that's your own fault because you left them open. But I think that's how they should have done it, in my opinion. Replayability and game difficulty. Right now, there is no fucking replayability, especially not for me, because I ain't touching this piece of shit ever again. Well, did fucking buy it. So maybe if they fix it and patch it, maybe I'll come back to it. But there are small amount of collectibles in each level that you can find in terms of the data pads, in terms of the xenotech. You can continue to collect samples if you wish to, but that's only if they drop from certain xenos that you fight. So really it's mainly just the data pads, maybe finding some of the survivors that you missed as well. But with all the bugs that I'm reading up on this game, replayability is probably going to plummet, because people are not going to be interested in playing a game where they do a mission that takes an hour and a half because they're being a completionist, and then it bugs out on them. Twice. Any game customization and stats building, there is customizable options in this game. You can color code your Marines if you all want them to kind of have the same camo, but character customization is extremely basic. Like, I'm talking lazy, bare bone basic. There's hardly any real options to make your Marines look exactly how you want them to. And to be fair, in a 2023 title, I would have thought that customizing your team to look the way that you want to would be a far bigger focus than ever before. I can understand back in the PS1 days or the PS2 days or classic original Xbox that there isn't a lot of game memory, there isn't a lot of console power to push for something like that. But this is 2023. You could have added a far greater range of customizable options to make the Marines look exactly how you want them to. If they end up dying, then that's on you. Unless the game fucks you and kills you. And that's then on you. But the game it's minimalistic customization. It really is. It's really bad. Stats building with... This is one of the biggest kickers for me as well. Your Marines do level up, but they don't level up based on their performance, which is a massive slap in the fucking face. It really is. And I actually tested this on one of the missions that I went to. I had a squadron kill a massive amount of xenomorphs, including queens as well, and they gained 1 level each after the mission. And I took another squadron in on the mission and focused purely on objectives only objectives, and they gained more level points than the Marines that actually did all the hard work. And I thought that was stupid. I really did. I thought it was stupid. And maybe they did that because they didn't want people to farm experience by putting their Marines into a corner and just shooting all the Xeno waves that come at them and just grinding for levels. But I don't like the fact that Marines that focus on the objectives and not firefights get more level points than the ones that do the hard work. In my opinion, I think that's stupid, because the Marines that are in the fight should be getting the experience as well. But that's how they did it in this game. Story, if applicable, the story is crap. The story is dog shit. It really, really, really is. It's crap. It's garbage. It's a fucking terrible story. It had a lot of what's the right word? Potential. Again, me being a massive Aliens fan, I love watching the original 2 movies. You could have done a massive amount to this game, and you made one of the biggest mistakes on the second mission. The very first mission that you get handed with is your typical xenomorph Marine mission. That's cool. I can understand that. The second story mission that you get given, you're fighting cultists. Completely ignoring the fact that xenomorphs are there. You're fighting crazy cultists, and I think that's a mistake. In a Aliens game, your primary focus should be the xenomorphs. It should be. And to ignore them only on the second mission and worry about some crazy cultists that are running around killing people. It's just this stupid. It was the same mistake that Aliens Colonial Marines made. They had a great game. They really did. They had a game that could have done so well for them, but they took the focus off the xenomorph and made the player running around shooting other Marines. It's dumb. It's really stupid. And you do that quite a bit in this game. Not as much as Colonial Marines, but in this game, the whole cultist murder spree and the fact that some of the I don't want to say it because I don't want to spoil it, but there are powers involved in this game, psychic stuff, and just no, you fucked up. Honest to God, it's when I saw it on stream, I almost laughed. But the story got a little bit better and then took a nosedive, and then a little bit better and then took a nosedive. None of the characters are likable, and I lost a lot of interest. I really did. And the problem is my game hard locked. I couldn't finish the story anyway, so I can't tell you what happens at the end without having to go on YouTube and looking it up, which I'm not gonna do. I'm going to wait until this game is completely fixed and patched and maybe give it a second chance. But for now, I ain't touching this game anymore. Online co-op? None. Could have been great if it had online co-op. Running around with friends, where your friend takes half your troops and you take the other half, and you go around the levels as a... Oh, oh my God. I'm telling you, it would have been amazing if it had co-op. And if it did add co-op, they probably would have made it couch co-op, which is, no one cares about couch co-op. But online co-op would have been great, but there is none. Purchase price versus digital price and value of content. Value of content doesn't exist if the game can't be completed. I mean, the most expensive it is £35, which, okay, that's a fantastic price for a game, in my honest opinion. £35 is so good. But go online and look at all the people complaining about the problems that they're having with mission 10, apparently, which is would have been my next mission, is so buggy and broken that a lot of people are getting hard locked like I am, and they can't progress the story and they can't push the game forward. So value of content doesn't exist right now because you can't complete the game. You can't. Like I said, I replayed the mission twice, I got to the same point twice, and it didn't record the fact that I had completed that objective, so the game hard locked itself. So even though I completed that mission at the end of it, it still said I didn't do that one objective when I did. And I don't get it. Whew. Any additional notes taken? Here we go. Here we fucking go. The very first decision that your main character makes at the beginning of the game is unrealistic, doesn't make any sense, and just it made me laugh. It was so fucking stupid. Visual marine model glitches, we had that quite a lot through our playthrough. Pulse rifle sounds terrible. I've already spoken about that. We had one audio bug where there was an audio loop going on in the background, but we managed to fix it by exiting and then loading that checkpoint, and then the audio bug was removed. And I've had those type of bugs on games before. I have, and some of them were awful. Luckily, this one wasn't that bad, but we did manage to get it fixed. When looting bodies, even if your inventory is full, the body should still show what that item is. That's annoying. That is kind of annoying because you don't know if it's a med bag, you don't know if it's an ammo bag, you don't know if it's maintenance materials that you need for welding doors shut and repairing stuff. So that is definitely annoying. I'm not going to say that one because that's a big spoiler. Let's just go ahead and cross that one out. We had 2 game soft locks, 3 game crashes, which means I got booted to the dashboard 3 times. I had a turret, not a turret bug. I had a sensor bug that when I activated that sensor to draw aggro, it crashed the game and booted me to dashboard. I reloaded the game up, went back into that mission, clicked on the same sensor, and it crashed the game a second time. And I did it one more time just to see if I could recreate the bug, and it happened again 3 times in a row. So I was able to recreate a game fatal error that caused the game to shut down while it was loaded up on the Xbox. I am pretty proud of myself, I'm not gonna lie, because that's always fun to see. We had camera graphic glitches. We had we had a glitch on the ship where I was able to access one of the rooms that we hadn't unlocked yet. The therapy room, which unlocks later down the story. I had a bug where I was able to put my Marines into the therapy room even though we hadn't unlocked it yet. And when we completed the next mission and came back, the Marines had got pushed out of that room because the room disappeared again. Honest to God, it's like this fucking game was not checked. It was not checked at all on console. It was completely ignored. Couldn't assign docs to a patient. We had to reload the game to make doctors actually tend to our patients because I couldn't assign them. It said push A to assign, and I was pushing A and it weren't moving. So I had to reload the game again, reload the checkpoint just to get that fixed. We had, this is one thing, field of view aggro is fucking awful in this game, and we had a little bit of a talk during the stream when we were trying to fucking figure this out, because alien sight and aggro pulling has never really been explained properly in the movies or any other games. We've seen how the Predator sees in the AVP movies with their vision, but we were never told exactly how the xenomorphs see. And in this game, it has a terrible fucking aggro system, like one of the worst I've ever seen in a tactical real-time strategy type game or XCOM type game. A xenomorph can be asleep, physically asleep, and if you enter anywhere near it, it knows you're there. It immediately knows you're there, and you see the aggro bar going up. When the aggro bar fills up red completely, it then wakes up and pulls aggro. So you can't sneak past certain things. You can't sneak past eggs. You can't sneak past xenomorphs. You can't even sneak past people. Even if they're looking in the other direction, it doesn't matter. So a xenomorph can be all the way down the other end of the ship, looking in the other direction. And if you step out, the bar connects the two and the aggro bar starts to fill up. It's the stupidest fucking thing ever, because the xenomorph isn't even looking in your direction and yet aggro's being built. It doesn't make any sense at all, and I think it's the most stupidest thing in this game. The aggro system is a complete dog shit. You should be able to sneak around things without getting caught, but no, not in this game. Not in this game. The game doesn't have any side missions that are playable to prevent this is something. Every time you complete a mission, you have to push the day forward. Every time you push the day forward, the infestation level grows. So the more the infestation level grows, the harder the game becomes, because there's more xenomorphs that get spawned into the level. The story missions that you do force a day to go past, but sometimes you get hit with scenarios, let's call them, where something stupid happens on the ship, or your Marines have a fight or this or that, and you have to waste time and resources to kind of get past these obstacles. And even though you've done that, you still have to pass another day just to get the ability to launch a mission. And it's fucking stupid. On 2 occasions, I had to skip 3 to 4 days worth of deployment because the game wouldn't let me deploy on a mission. And not only that, there are no side missions that you can do within the same day to basically get more fun and enjoyment out of the game without forcing another day to go past. Dude, this game is so bad. It blows my mind at what they done with it, and I'm trying my hardest to be positive, but I just fucking can't. The AI intelligence in this game is dog shit. I had Marines stuck in walls. I had Marines stuck in doorways. I had my attack drone get stuck on random textures and not move. I had xenomorphs stuck in walls. I had xenomorphs stuck on little manhole covers. I had them frozen on the spot, and even though the aggro was pulled, they were frozen. They were making all the audio sounds, but they weren't doing anything. I had aliens running away from me just to go round. Even though they were right in front of me attacking me, they decided to run away to go round a room and to come back. It just doesn't make any sense. It's just so stupid. That's a spoiler. I'm not talking about that. I had some hiding aliens not attacking the humans. They would attack me if I wouldn't pass, but the humans that are running around the ship, like the cultists, or I still can't get over that, by the way. I still can't get over the fact that aliens formed a relationship with human cultists and worked together to attack the player team. It just, I don't, again, it baffles the shit out of me. It really, really does. But we had levels where the xenomorph would ignore me. Ignore the other Marines that were in the game, the company Marines, and attack just me, even though the company enemies were closer. No ability to change squad formation. They always walk in the same pattern all the time, and sometimes it's just a pain in the ass. We had our crosshair disappear, so we had to reload. Multiple menus bugged. I've already spoken about that. What else did I read? Can't change. I did go on a fucking rant, didn't I? You know what? I'm not wasting any more fucking time. I'm not. Is this game worth grabbing right now in its current state? No. Fucking avoid this game like the fucking plague. Please. It is not ready. If you go onto Google and look up reviews, there are a lot of companies that haven't finished their reviews yet. There are a lot of companies that are throwing out really fucking high scores, and this game's only been out for a little while. It hasn't been out for a long time, so they must have got review codes. But look at what people are saying. There are so many people talking about how buggy and broken this game is, and yet where are the updates? Where the game was launched day one as a broken fucking mess, and honest to God, I can't put a scoring on it because I can't finish it, and if I can't finish the game, I can't give it an actual proper scoring. If I was able to finish this game properly, my mindset was already looking at maybe a 4, 3 or a 4 out of 10, but I can't complete the game because the one of the missions, one of the levels, have hard locked. Avoid this game like the fucking plague. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry if this review has really bummed you guys out, but I put 40+ hours into a game I can't complete because reasons, and there are so many better tactical based XCOM games out there. There are. I'm very, very disappointed. And again, buy it at your own risk. It wasn't ready for launch. It needed a lot more work. It needed a lot more patching. It needed, I'm telling you, there are so many things wrong with this game. So with that, I'm closing the review. I can't complete it because it's bugged. And this is rare to happen. But I hope you guys enjoyed the recording review. Let me know in the YouTube comments down below. Again, sorry if it's bummed you out, but this game ain't ready yet. Wait for all the patches to get rolled down. Wait for all of the updates to get rolled down to fix the game, because there is something very wrong with it. And I'll see you in the next review. Bye, guys.